Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Weighted Dice. I am the Dungeon Master here, Gale. You probably hear the soundtrack going on to sort of set the mood in the background. With us today, of course, we have our beautiful players. Starting at the top left, we have a good friend, Teddy Gage.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, man?
Nothing. I'm playing a tiefling monk, and I'm ready to kill some people in a very peaceful way.
In a very peaceful way. Below him, we have our friend Nox.
Hey guys, I play Nox. She's a wood elf rogue, and she does roguey things.
And then to my upper right, we have our good friend Romeo Kilo.
Hi everybody. I'm playing Roman, the half-human bard.
And below him, we have our good friend John from Shelf Games.
Hey, it's John from Shelf Games, and I am playing Riley, the gender-fluid half-elf warlock who has pledged their allegiance to their patron, Kara, the god of insanity. And Riley shares a lot of those tendencies.
I'm having a better intro than the rest of us.
That's me.
Well,
Stop making us look bad.
if some of you were fully awake, that would be great.
What's the population of shelved games? And exactly where is it? Can you point to it on a map?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's in my condo apartment, yeah.
Population of one. He is king and sovereign.
That's me. And of course, we have our lovely DM.
Oh yeah, it's me. Hey. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys remember what happened last time. It's been a couple weeks because we had the interrupt due to the 25-hour live stream, which we raised over $1,000 for Dornbrook Children's Hospital. Yay!
Nice.
I ate too many hot peppers and then I got kind of sick.
Told you,
No
you
one saw
dummy.
that one coming.
No one saw that coming at all.
No.
I'm still working on clipping some of that stuff. I don't know if you guys saw that, but my sister ate a hot pepper for no reason.
That was funny.
Like for no reason whatsoever.
For no reason. That was stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so I'm
Ashes.
gonna clip that and I'm gonna put it in there onto the YouTube page eventually. But before we start, why don't you guys go ahead and roll 2df so we can get your fate die.
All right.
That was a 2D.
Okay, so that's one for Riley, one for Roman.
Yay!
Wow, one. Holy shit!
Everybody got one!
Everybody
None
got
for
one.
you.
Actually,
Wait, I got one. I got a 0.
you
zero
got
and
a
a
plus,
plus.
which is a one
Got
for
a
you, and
plus.
a minus, which is one for me.
Oh.
So I get 2, and then each of you get 1. So remember that you have 1 reroll this game, this session. So who remembers where we actually left off?
We left off on a ship against our will. And we were sailing to the place.
Northern.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're saying Northern Fae. Now, do you guys remember where you were being kept? Like how you guys were sort of dispersed?
Yeah. I'm like doing slave labor right now.
Yeah.
Crushing rocks.
You are crushing rocks. You're
Nox
hashtag
and I-
crushing it.
I'm hanging out with Riley and our
Yeah,
cool
Nox and I are
girlfriend.
in the cells,
Yep,
in the brig.
We're having
guys
a
in the
party.
break. And then Roman, do you remember where you are?
I don't know where I actually am at the moment. Oh,
Okay.
I'm about to go talk to... I didn't take any notes last week. I don't remember the dude's name. Arcturus!
Arcturus.
I'm about to go talk to Arcturus because it's nighttime. I've been put to work on the ship, which in my case apparently consists of just keeping watch up in the crow's nest
With another
Not
person
talking to
keep
people.
with the halfling and not talking to him for 8 hours.
8 whole hours. Things got real awkward up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
For my service, though, I was fed very well. So
You were treated like one of the crew.
yeah.
So
Which I don't really like.
I
He's
had
being in charge.
cool.
So let's cut over to Roman real quick. As you sort of leave the entirety of the gala, you have to go through a couple of people just because it's kind of crowded at this point in the evening.
I didn't realize I hadn't left the galley yet. Before I do that, before I get up and leave my spot at the table,
Yeah,
what did I eat? I had like leg of lamb.
it was a
and-
leg of lamb and like some potatoes and some various veggies.
So I had knife and fork to eat with. Yes.
Yes,
Okay. Arcturus is already gone.
yes.
Is anybody else really paying attention to me?
Well, like I said last time, there are a couple people kind of looking at you, but no one's really like focusing on you as an individual.
Can I try and sneak my knife up my sleeve?
You can try and do a sleight of hand check.
Okay. 17.
Ooh.
You know what? I'm gonna take that 27. I'm
Okay,
gonna use my
all
fake
right.
dice right off the bat.
Okay, so you definitely just sort of you're eating some of the lamb and the various foods. You take a drink. You start coughing a little bit to try and like have people focus on your face, and as you do so, you sort of just like slide the knife and the fork into your sleeves.
Oh, I got the knife and the fork. Okay.
Yes, I'll give for a 27. I'll give them both to you.
Okay.
In case a tasty meal comes your way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case you,
To be
you've
clear,
gotta
would
eat
the
some food real
17
quick.
have gotten me the knife?
It would have gotten you the fork.
Okay, so
I rolled
Fake dice roll
particularly well, but you still beat me with the 27.
okay.
So you get all that stuff. People check on you, see if you're all right. Maybe you go, yeah, it's fine. So then, do you just leave afterwards after getting those utensils?
I'm kind of done eating. If Arcturus is already gone, yeah, I'm gonna go meet him on the deck and we're gonna talk. So I will do whatever I need, like whatever is good manners to do with my dishes.
Okay.
Um,
So you just sort of leave them
Yeah.
there. Everyone else seems to, at least. You
Okay.
just sort of leave yours.
if I've got like a big chunk of meat that's like still on the bone or something that I could like carry and eat, I'll take that with me.
Sure. You
but I'm
take
not
this,
going to-
this leg of lamb. You sort of gnaw on it as
Yeah,
you're.
I'm not
as you're
going to
walking
continue
out.
eating it though. I'm just going to carry it.
Okay. You carry this fucking drumstick.
Yeah, I mean,
Just cause. People kind of give you funny looks. No one really like walks out with food.
Well-
they're not gonna stab you. They just think it's kind of weird.
I'm a savage. What can I say?
You are a savage. So as you go back up to the deck, you see Arcturus there, and the first thing you realize is that it's become quite cold. It's actually very cold up here. It's about 30 degrees colder than it was yesterday.
Oh wow. Okay.
You can see your breath as you breathe. You can start to see a little bit of frost forming on the actual deck itself. You can
Okay.
see Arcturus sort of looking out into the water. His back is turned to you.
Okay. As a player, that tells me that we're basically sailing straight north.
You're sailing
Do I
south.
know that? Can I tell that as a character? Oh, we're going south?
Yeah, because you're going to northern Thay, straight
Yeah.
down.
Okay. I thought we were going to northern Thay straight up. Okay. Then I'm wrong. Whatever.
Yeah, you're straight up wrong.
Well, still, it tells me we're moving away from the equator.
Yes. Yes.
So would I also know that as a character?
Make a general intelligence check.
Okay. Or maybe a sailing check?
It's not really a sailing thing. It's like a geographical thing.
Well, okay.
Yeah, that's
22.
fine. Yeah, you are educated enough to know that you are sailing away from the equator. That
Okay.
it's gonna get colder.
Okay.
The one thing you know though is that it shouldn't be getting this cold.
I'm going to assume there's something to do with magic. Does the ring on my left hand feel cold to the touch?
That is just like a chilling ring, right?
It's a ring of cold resistance, but it
Oh.
feels cold to the touch when it's working.
Yes.
Okay.
It feels quite frigid.
Okay.
Like you've just shoved something in the freezer for 8 hours and put it immediately on.
Okay.
It's quite cold. It's a little uncomfortable, but not so much you're like, oh, I gotta get it off.
Yeah. I figured it's more like an indicator than anything else.
Yeah.
The fact that the magic is working. Okay. Is Arcturus out here?
Yeah,
Or do I see?
he's staring at the water.
Okay. Where, about? So you just kind of off to
Yeah, he's kind of
port
off to the side.
up against the railing.
There's a couple other people out here just sort of like doing regular jobs, trying to like chisel off some of the frost
Okay.
that's appeared.
Do I have any? Oh, you know what? Are they close by? they-
Relatively, maybe
By
like
my way.
30 feet
If
or
I'm
so.
gonna pass by them on my way.
No. You will not pass
Nope.
by them.
Okay, never mind.
Not like adjacent to them, but you'll like pass where like that same line where they're at.
Oh, that's fine.
They're on
What
the
I'm gonna
right,
try to
you're
do
going
is I'm
left.
going to try to press to digitate the ice to heat it up to melt it so that they can make their work easier.
Oh, I
Just to
mean,
be
it's
nice.
not that hard work. They've got a chisel and a hammer. They're doing it pretty easily.
I'm trying to be nice and helpful.
Okay.
Trying to get these people on my side, Gale.
You can if you want.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
go
melt
over
some of
and
the ice as I walk by.
Okay, we're gonna like kill them all soon.
you
Well, maybe they'll try less hard to kill us if I'm nice to them.
you wave your hand and you hum a short little tune, and the ice starts to fall off the side, and one of the orcish sailors kind of looks back and just goes,
Sunny days chasing the.
God. You start singing, he's like, he just goes back to work. So you see Arcturus there, and you see him sort of twiddling something in his hands.
Okay, this makes me a little bit nervous, so I might let the knife slide down into the palm of my hand, out of my sleeve.
Okay. So
Just so I can have it a little bit more ready.
Sure. You slide it down. There's no real issues. It does. You're able to like, catch it pretty quickly. You kind of know what you're doing at this point.
Yeah, I mean it's just a. Yeah. Okay.
Do you like sneak up on him, or do you just like announce yourself?
No, I'll just walk up. I mean, he and I pre-arranged this meeting, so yeah, I'll just walk up to him and say, "So, what do you want to talk about?" And I'll take a bite.
So, I mentioned before that your friends are kidnapped, and so are you, right? You're all captives.
Clearly.
I want you to know that I like you, Roman. You know, we've got a history together, so I want to keep you on the up and up. I owe you that much.
Okay. Yes, you do.
Okay. Trying to be sentimental, and you're kind of being a dick right now. All right. So how much do you know about they?
How much do I know about they?
Make an intelligence check or history. History.
History?
Yep.
I can do that. 17.
You know a fair bit. So you know that the Thayans are the Red Wizards are a council of wizards that rule over Thay. Beyond that, the rest is kind of like hidden and veiled.
Okay, yeah, I have a general impression that they're not good people.
Yeah.
Not that they're necessarily evil,
They're
but they're
just not the nicest dudes.
Yeah. So, it's a magical place ruled by the Council of Wizards who really mysterious to the rest of the world.
Yeah. You're not being taken to the Red Wizards.
Then who are we being taken to?
And he kind of looks around a little bit. What do you know about Tam?
Tam? T-A-M?
Yeah.
Can I do a history check on that too?
This is a name completely foreign to you.
Okay. The context that he's using it in makes me think it's some kind of god or demon or something.
Yes.
I've never heard of Tam.
He's a powerful being. He's looking for people to help him. And
Help him do what exactly?
I don't know, it's above my pay grade.
So you don't work for the Red Wizards?
No. I work for Cutter.
You work for who?
For Cutter.
Well, Cutter. Who does Cutter work for?
Above my pay grade. But
You get paid nothing?
Listen, Roman. There's something else going on the ship. And there's not a whole lot that... And when he just stops mid-sentence. And you see his eyes sort of glaze over. And you feel a chill up your spine.
It's that high elf bitch, isn't it? I do not like elves. Nox is the only elf that Roman has liked in his life. Let
Hey,
that
you
be
were
God.
talking about me for a second.
It's that fucking
You're
elf
one
bitch!
I'm a white elf.
No,
Swear to
the high-
God.
high elf bitch
Just
keeps-
beat the shit out of
keeps
Ross.
countering all of my magic.
So
I heard that.
he sort of, his eyes glaze over and you see him sort of snap to again. He says, Roman, what's going on?
Nothing. You were just telling me about where it's been going on since we last saw each other.
Oh,
Maybe trying to get a card game going aboard.
yeah,
No.
we have card games
They
every
are.
night. Here, let me take you down below deck. I'll get by you in a game.
Actually, hey, can you do me a quick favor?
What's up?
Where are my friends? I haven't seen them since we came aboard. I'm not really sure what's going on.
I'm not really allowed to tell you.
I know, but it's like, that elf chick.
Yeah?
Are
Are you guys...
I've kind of gotten close.
Are you guys like...
Bumping
Sorry.
fists.
I'm sorry that...
Is docking?
Talking. Yeah.
What happens on the ship stays.
For anyone who can't actually see what's going on right now.
The series of gestures, don't worry about it. So are you guys like,
You could say that.
Scissor?
okay. Yeah, I need to make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Nox is gonna kill
Plus
you.
14. How's a 19 work for you?
Wow, 32.
Listen, okay, yeah. She's down in the brig.
Can I? Think I could sneak down there?
Yeesh.
Just want to make sure they're okay.
There's other people in the brig, right?
Yeah, I'm not. No, oh God, no. I just want to make sure she's okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine. There's only a guard down there. Tell him that I sent you.
Okay, cool. I would like to try to make my way or find my way to.
There are signs that you can follow.
signs.
It's a very large ship. They're like, because not everyone's gonna know the ship like the back of their hand.
They're very efficient. Those sayings.
Yeah, they're like, here's a sign that says to the brig or to the galley.
Most research is done into the wayfinding on their ships.
So now we're gonna go over to Mordos. Mordos, how are you doing, buddy?
You know what? I am peeved right off.
Right off.
I'm chained up and I'm smashing rocks. Is there a lot of us down there? Or
There's
is it
about
just
50
like
of you.
50 of us?
Yes.
Damn.
You are in the more spacious area. There's an area in the back that you saw coming in that had people sort of asses to elbows.
Okay. And what are we doing right now? Are we just like...
You are still working.
Working? Okay. Is there any way I can test what kind of powder this is with like an alchemist check or...
Fuck, I forgot you're an alchemist. Yeah, go make a herbalism check.
Herbalism check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Is that... I don't know.
usually-
I'm going to leave it as is. 14.
Okay. You have no idea what this is.
Ah.
You can assume it's some type of powder ground from various minerals. You don't exactly know what it would do.
What do you know? God.
Because I really want to test if it's flammable or not. Can I like try and spark it with? I don't know. My what's that?
With what though?
I'm like, I know, like with the chains. I don't know if that's the thing or not.
Not a thing. You'd have to have something to strike the chains with, and it's only particular metals that would do that.
Okay. Fuck, I don't know what to do right now. What's the guard doing?
He's hanging out. He's watching people. You see him whip a couple people who are starting to fall asleep. Back to work.
Okay. I wanna look over at him. I wanna say, "Hey, God, you look ugly today." Right to the ogre or whatever he is.
Are you gonna try and intimidate him or persuade him?
No, I'm
He's
just
ugly.
saying that. Whatever that
ugly
does.
every day.
Well, today you are looking especially ugly, my friend.
Oh, I appreciate that.
And so ugly, in fact, that I don't really feel like working right now.
Okay. We'll work for the little ones. And then he starts to whip the little ones so they work faster.
Fuck. This isn't going how I thought. Okay, I want to take one of my rocks and throw it at his face.
Okay, make an attack roll.
With what? A dart?
Yeah, just make a dart attack.
Okay.
Yup, you peg him in the face with the rock. It doesn't seem to hurt him. It sort of like hits him in the head and bounces off. Oi, what you do that for?
I'm just trying to make you prettier.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Well, maybe I should just keep throwing them then. I'm gonna throw another rug.
Oi, knock it off! I don't like that.
I mean, I'm enjoying it, so you enjoy whipping people. I enjoy throwing rocks at them.
What's your AC?
My AC?
Yeah.
It is 19.
Well, he goes to whip you, and you sort of like catch the whip with your hand.
Okay.
I would like for you to go ahead and make an opposed strength check.
Oof.
If you would like to try and pull it out of his hand. You can just
sure.
let it go. If you'd so choose.
Here. Sorry. Fuck. I was thinking of using Hellish Rebuke when he attacked me.
And
Yeah, do that. That'd be funny.
I think I'm gonna do that.
okay, use Hellish Rebuke. Oh shit. Oh god, hold on. I actually look at his stats now.
I'm fucking shit up,
I
man.
don't know what his fucking dex save is.
Leave it to Morty.
Doesn't that set him on fire?
What did I say he was? Did I say he was an ogre? I said
Ogre, orc. I think you said he was an orc.
Oh, doesn't matter. He got a 2.
Yeah, it works.
So he
How
was-
about the powder around me? Does anything happen to it?
So basically, what Hellish Rebuke is you cause something else to ignite. You don't ignite yourself. So you're causing him to burn up, and he did have some powder on him.
Oh shit.
So he's gonna take the following damage.
What's
It's
this?
been like 5 weeks.
Did you just kill somebody?
I don't know.
He may have just killed all of us.
I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna die myself. It's over.
We did 42 points of damage to him.
That's pretty good.
He is still up and very mad. You ignited him, and you could see that his entire, like, he wasn't wearing much. He was wearing, like, a tunic, which is now burned off. You can see he's got
Okay.
prison tats all on his chest and a giant anchor. On his arms, you can see that he's got a bunch of tribal tattoos. And on his
I bet he's
left
wearing
arm-
I bet he's wearing an afflicted T-shirt as well.
Yeah, he is. He's kind of pudgy, but he's definitely got a tap out shirt. But he's not dead, and he's now very mad, and he's gonna try and grab your face and smash your face into the table. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
You're good at that, right?
I believe I am, but
You're gonna make it a
yeah.
disadvantage
Oh, you're so
Okay.
bad.
because you're chained up.
Annoyant.
You can't roll
yeah.
out of the way.
Okay.
So we're gonna see if his attack roll beats that 13. Spoiler alert, he's not gonna be doing very well. Nope, he misses. So he goes to reach for you, and you just sort of like move, you scoot on the bench, and he tumbles over, and everybody starts laughing at him. They've all sort of stopped working and turned their attention to him.
He mad.
He is very mad.
You
And
make
he's
him
going to
cry.
actually get up and say, "You want to fight?"
And I'm just
You should incite the proletariat to rise up.
Right?
oh, don't worry,
Prime
things are
Morty.
happening.
Too soon.
He breaks your chain, and then he gets up. You can see him quaff a potion.
Oh, he just messed up.
Did I? Okay.
He then cracks his neck a couple of times. Cracks his
You just
back.
broke my chain?
Yeah,
Broke your chain,
broke
dog.
your chain in half.
Oh, well,
Just messed up.
that fixes things.
Do me a favor. Roll a blank d20. Okay, you're gonna go first.
First of all, I'm gonna thank him for freeing me. What a nice, ugly ogre that is. And I don't have my quarterstaff, I assume.
You got
Okay.
dainty rocks, and you got your fists.
And
Or
I got
goblins.
a chain.
You can use
I
a
got a
goblin.
chain on my ankle.
That's going to be an improvised weapon.
Okay. I'm just gonna do 2 unarmed strikes.
Okay, do it up.
Is he still kind of he's got like embers on him? Is he still kind of
He's embered up, but it appears that he took some sort of elixir to restore his wounds.
Okay. As long as he's still kind of
Those are both going to hit.
okay. One of those I want him to roll a dexterity saving throw, or else he's knocked prone and laying in powder.
I'm not. He's not going to lay in powder.
He's what? It's everywhere though.
He's going to fall on the ground. The only reason you ignited is because he had it on like his clothes and stuff. They're very careful as to not like spill it. Oh wait, you spent your entire time putting powder on the
Yeah,
ground.
I was like
Oh,
spreading
shit.
around.
You were ready.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
This doing work.
So, what's your save?
So dexterity saving throw, I guess.
It's 8 plus wisdom plus proficiency.
16 then.
He got a 15. So he is on the ground, and you did 22 points of damage. Perfect.
Awesome.
His turn. He's gonna get up.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you have an attack of opportunity against him because he's getting up in your threatened square.
Did he light anything on fire, or
No,
is that
no.
Okay. All right.
I wish we
then
had like epic fight music right now.
Okay. You guys not have fight music?
and I'm gonna kick him in the face as he's getting up. What's with these 11s? Nothing but 11.
No, my fight music is missing. Forgot. Dead.
As I'm kicking the shit out of him, how is everyone else reacting in the room? Are they cheering me on? Are they?
They are excited as fuck. This is the first time anyone's ever stood up to him, and they're all like going crazy and losing their goddamn minds. They're like, "Kill him!"
Okay.
The goblin next to you, as you look after you hit him a couple of times, you look back, and he just like his face is still all kinds of fucked up from the massive beating he took. So you've done 33 points of damage to him. He's now going to make an attack against you.
Mm-hmm.
What's your AC again?
19.
Okay. He is going to hit you.
Okay.
He's going to hit you for the following damage. You take 11. I'm sorry. No, you take 15 points of bludgeoning damage. As he decides to beat you in the face with his hand.
That's not very nice.
It's kind of rude.
However,
Yeah,
it's now your
right.
turn again.
Well, he shouldn't be hitting me back. That's not very nice.
You just got
and I'm
your
just gonna hit him twice and then Fury of Blows as well.
Okay, so... Wow, even on a nat 1, you still hit him. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
some shitty AC.
Can't fail.
He has 11 AC. I'm telling you that because you just fucking broke his neck. So I imagine as you are sort of like jumping around him, because he's fairly large. He's a big fat fuck. He kind of looks like this. There you go. That's kind of what it looks like. Big fat ass.
Except
so,
more dead now.
so you're sort of dancing
He's
around.
just a
him,
little
and
pudgy.
when he goes to make a giant like punch on you, you kind of like duck out. You land a couple blows on him. And then he makes one fatal mistake where he tries to overhand you. You sort of sidestep and then karate chop his neck, and you hear a definitive crack, and he just falls on the table.
Nice.
The entire room is dead silent now. They're all looking to you
Now's your moment.
as what to do next.
Okay, I'm gonna look at everyone and I'm gonna say, if I let all of you go, are you gonna follow me?
They all nod.
Then-
You can definitely tell that they are not in any type of fighting condition.
Is
Okay.
Marty the captain?
I need numbers. Is what
Okay.
I need. So I would like to. I assume the ogre has keys,
He does have a set of keys on him.
and
There are 200 keys on his key ring.
Damn.
That's a joke. There's like one key. It's just one big ass key.
Oh, okay. I was like, shit. This is
Gonna be here a couple hours.
Then I would like to start unlocking.
Okay, so you start
Everyone's
unlocking
changed.
people. It's gonna take you a long time. There's a lot of people. in
Yeah,
here.
I figured.
So now we're gonna switch over to Nox and Riley. You guys are still in the brig with Pipsy, and with what did I name the fucking gnome? Like Steven?
Steve?
So he
Was
is-
it Steve?
We'll call him Steve. We'll call him Steve the gnome.
Steve the Gnome.
So you guys are still kind of locked up. What do you guys want to do?
Wow.
There's one guard. He appears to be human. He is wielding a long sword, and he's got a dagger on his hip.
So this, I'm guessing this guard is sort of
He's
makes
one-
rounds, and they kind of have
He's actually,
just
he's
come
actually
in.
sitting near the door. He appears to be reading just a book in the candlelight.
Okay.
How far away from him is? Hey, yes, I'm paying attention. Sorry.
You are about maybe 45 feet away.
So it's
Wow.
being needy.
Wow.
Dog.
45. That's too far for me. Okay.
Okay, so Riley rouses themselves from whatever trance they had been in, sort of whatever meditative state that they had been resting in, because they were bored and they were just like, I'm just going to go into a trance.
Okay, you do that.
And so they rouse themselves and they realize, oh, there's a guard here now.
Stop arousing yourself in public.
I should stop arousing myself in public. And from what I remember, like those magical or those runes that prevented magic of occurring, that was just in the captain's quarters.
They're in the captain's quarters, and you can see some in here, but not to the same extent.
Okay, so like I'm guessing those might stop like cantrips and maybe first level spells or something.
Maybe you'd have to really spend some time to actually study them.
Okay, could I do like an Arcana check to sort of figure that out?
Definitely.
No. Well, is it gonna work with all the?
An Arcana check is just to study something and know what its properties are, to sort of like figure out what it's all about. You're not
Okay,
actually
gotcha.
casting a spell.
Oh, okay. We have adjoining cells, right, Riley?
You guys are not in the same cell together. There's a bar between you guys.
That's what
okay.
adjoining means. Like not separate, but yeah.
Okay,
you
sorry,
know that-
roll 20 froze on me there for a second.
So,
Okay, sorry. So what does that tell me?
What that basically tells you is that it can stop up to level 2 spells.
Okay. So Riley wakes up, studies these runes, realizes this, smirks, and then looks at the guard and casts Dominate Person.
I need to do this real quick. I need to find out what a guard's wisdom saving throw is. Let's see here.
I can guarantee it's not
Spy,
19.
Mage. Here we go. Guard. Oh, good. It has a wisdom saving throw of +0. Let's see what I get here.
No
I got
way.
a 3.
There you go.
He is now dominated.
So you were able to cast?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, if you shared that info, Riley, you were able to cast spells above 2nd level.
I just look at Nox and I wink.
It's my awkward wink.
And then, so now that this guard has been dominated, I don't think I can read their thoughts, but I can basically tell them to do whatever I want them to do.
You have a telepathic link. Issue commands. Specify simple and general course of action. Yeah, it doesn't look like you can tell their thoughts.
Yeah. So what I'll do is just I'll communicate to the guard. It's time to let us go now.
You got it. he proclaims, and he just opens up your cage and leaves it open. It just sort of stands there.
Well, you forgot the elf and the gnome.
What? He opens up Nox's, and then he opens up Steven's. And, he just,
And don't
again,
forget,
stands in front of you.
don't forget our little kobold friend whose name I totally remember.
It's
Pipsy.
Steve.
Pipsy.
Pipsy.
Oh, I thought it was Steve.
No,
I'm
Steve is the gnome.
disappointed.
So that he opens up Pipsy's, and Pipsy just fucking like mauls him. He just jumps on him, like because he thinks like that's my chance. And as
So
he
much
like
for
jumps
welcome, good
on
Bahamut.
his breastplate, he kind of just like looks around.
Pipsy, relax. It's okay.
Drops.
You're under my control.
Can I have his weapons?
What's up?
Can I have his weapons? Can I take his
You can definitely
weapons?
take his weapons.
Okay.
Like I said,
Relinquish
he had a
your
longsword
arms
and a
to my
dagger on
friend.
him.
I'm sorry.
He had a longsword and a dagger.
Am I able to handle a longsword?
I don't think you can. You can handle the dagger though.
I'll take both. Anyway.
Pipsy will go up to you and say, and he'll just sort of point to the longsword and then point to himself.
Okay,
Yeah,
he can have
yeah.
it.
He grabs it. He'll just like take a few steps back, and you see him like doing these like intricate sword maneuvers with the longsword. And he crafts a makeshift back scabbard for the longsword, and he puts it on his back, and he just looks at you and he goes, "Ha ha!"
Do you think that I could borrow your other dagger?
He doesn't have it.
I thought he swallowed it.
No.
Yeah.
Pipsy
yeah, he
has
did.
a thing that
Okay, he reaches into his mouth, the most disgusting thing imaginable, and he just pulls out this little dagger, and he just hands it to you. It's dripping with bile.
I'm just gonna hold it and be like, thanks.
It smells
I'm not
awful.
disgusted.
It smells
just gonna be like-
disgusting.
We're fine.
So Riley's last command to the guard before the spell wears off, because it only lasts a minute, is just going to be
Can we lock him
time
up?
to take a nap in a cell, I think,
You got it.
and lock yourself in there
And he just,
and
like-
throw away the keys.
He just like running jumps on the hay bale, and he as he gets in, he will sort of throw you the keys,
Yep.
and then he'll slam the door closed. He's
Cool.
effectively locked himself in.
I'm guessing there might be like a portcullis or something that Riley can just like toss the keys through.
Yes. Yes. You open up one of the windows. You start toss it out into the ocean.
Yeah.
And that's when Roman comes in. He opens up the door, and you
Do
just
I
see
see Riley
like,
throw the keys?
yeah, you walk in as she's throwing the keys out at this porthole. And Pipsy goes and he just gives you a big hug on like your calf.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, hi.
So you
Pipsy.
you see Pipsy, you see all of your friends out of their cages, and you see a handless gnome.
Okay.
just
Just
waves
for
him
my
up.
theater of the mind, is he like? Does he not have fingers, or is he like missing
His hands
all?
are cut off at like the
Okay.
wrist.
Okay. But you said last week he did magic with his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did feet magic.
Okay. I assume he's just still walking upright for the
Yeah,
time.
he's still
being,
walking
though.
upright.
Okay. So I come down.
Do you walk
Obviously,
in with a shank?
oh, you with my table knife. And my leg of lamb. I'll be like, oh, like I'll sneak in, and I'll look around because I'm looking for this guard that's down here.
As you sort of walk in, you just kind of like you pop down into sneak mode. You look around, you see a guard just kind of like taking a nap in a cell.
And my friends are right here in front
Yeah,
of me.
they're
I'm
all
like,
out in the open.
oh, okay.
Here you come.
hello.
This is the day.
And I'll look at Riley. Did you just throw the keys?
Yeah. why do you
Realize there are other doors that are locked on this place.
Oh,
And we
I-
still
I-
have all of our shit to get.
I wouldn't think that one guard had keys to everything.
He might have. They might be stupid. They're very efficient. Do you see all the signs?
Can we
Just need to
stop at the
find-
gift
Anyway,
shop
like 2 minutes
next?
now. Whatever. No point crying over tossed keys. Have some food. I'm gonna give
guys
you
are
guys
given,
this
like,
half-eaten half thing.
Leg of lamb.
Riley does not want food.
Pipsy
I
jumps
don't
up and
either.
eats the shit out of it.
Okay, I'll give it to Pipsy then.
He starts gnawing on the bone. You see him like stripping some of all like little bits and pieces off, and he
Okay.
like wields it like it's a club now.
Do
Can we
you-
stop
any
by
of you
the
know where
gift
Mordos
shop?
is?
Oh, no
What's that?
idea.
Do any of you know where Mordos is?
No.
No.
Okay.
We should go look for our little monk friend.
Yes, we should. One moment. And I will cast... Where is it? There it is. Sending. And I am sending a short message to Mordos. I say, hey, this is Roman. Where are you? And since he knows who it is, he can respond.
Mordos, you hear nothing.
Fucking shit.
Your ship is awful.
Wait, what? Why?
So
You
Riley
can
sees
tell
Roman.
that- You can tell your spell went out,
Uh-huh.
but you haven't heard any response yet. And
So Riley sees Roman try to cast this incantation or whatever it is, and goes, "You need to be careful, little bard. Some of the spells might not work. The more powerful spells might be a little
Yeah.
more capable."
That was level 3.
Rylai, you know that sending should have worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
It should have worked, but it didn't.
Make up your damn mind.
Okay. I guess there's more runes
I'm just gonna look
around
at
the
Riley
ship.
like,
So let's go find our little monk friend. Do we need a diversion? Distraction?
Not yet.
wait, how did you get in here?
I talked somebody into letting me down here.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
As you guys are sort of discussing what to do next, you hear a commotion up in the decks, actually down in the decks below. You actually feel a body or some type of movement sort of shake your level, and then you can hear a bunch of footsteps, maybe a good amount, like 50 or something.
That sounds like maybe Mordos.
Mordos, you have freed everyone down here. You just sort of let them all free.
I untied them with the stipulation that they like remain calm and listen to my commands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need you to go and make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I'm just going to be saying to my friends, that sounds like Mordos, and maybe he took care of the distraction too? Let's go find him and our stuff. We don't have any of our weapons.
And I would like to use my fate die on that. Can I make that
They got a
advantage, or
20?
do I? What's that?
They got a 20.
Wouldn't
Some
he
are
have
listening
some
to
kind of
you,
advantage
most
for freeing
aren't.
them?
What was that?
Wouldn't he have some kind of sway for freeing them?
He does. He does. But they've just been freed for the first time. They're going to go buck wild.
All right. plan B.
Although you do have a collection of about 15 that are going to linger by you just due to your show of strength. One of them being the goblin that was seated next to you. The other 15 are about. You can see a couple humans that look to be rather big. You could probably tell that they can do some real damage. The rest are goblins and other greenskins.
Okay.
The ones
And
that
they-
fleed were all like various gnomes and halflings, very small-fingered races. They just
Okay.
panicked. Once you let them go, they just bolted.
Okay. Hearing the commotion, saying it sounds like Mordos and maybe a distraction, you two go find Mordos. I'm going to go try and find our stuff. And meet me.
Is it really that wise to split up?
I don't know. We need to get out of here fast. Whatever just happened down there
Sorry, do we know where our stuff is?
with
No.
guards,
You've no
the fact that we're free, or the fact that you're free and that I'm down here, could cause problems.
Okay.
So we need to work quickly. And if we can't directly find Mordos and our stuff, we need to... Although our stuff is probably going to be under guard, so yeah, you're right. Let's not split up.
As you guys are deciding all of that, I want to relay to my 15 followers just to say, don't be immediately violent. Follow my lead. You'll know when to attack, and if things go well, you won't have to.
The goblin you're seated next to just sort of shakes his head, and he'll relate in goblin to the others to ensure that they understand, just in case
Okay.
their common's not good. And they all nod their head. You could see some of them picking up like hammers that they were using. One of them has like a chisel just in case.
Okay.
So you can infer that they're ready to defend themselves,
Right.
but they're not going to be inherently violent.
Whatever we do, we need to move quickly.
Okay, let's get out of here.
I'm also gonna use guidance on that my goblin friend. Him and I are kind of bros. Just kind of give him a pat on the shoulder and just like a head nod.
Okay. He will be ready to use that.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to exit the whatever I'm in dungeon.
You see more of the little boys just sort of running in a straight direction down the hall, and there you can see a couple of guards sort of like fending them off with they look to be like kite shields, kind of just like making a wall, screaming that they need more reinforcements.
So that's my only escape is to go through those guards.
Yeah, it looks to be that way.
Roman, do you know any of the ship?
They're apparently very good at letting
Signage.
us know where we're going. Yes, the signage is very good here.
But
I was just going to say, I'm guessing that we can hear where the commotion is sort of coming from?
Yes, it's
Okay.
it's about maybe 100 feet away from you right now.
Let's go there.
Let's go there.
You want to go toward all the... Okay.
Yes, because we know our little monk friend likes to stir up trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to run up to the guards and just feign being panicked and like out of breath.
Okay.
And I want to say, you need to find Mr. Cutter now, or Lord Cutter, or whatever you call him. He needs to be here, and I need to talk to him. Otherwise, things are gonna get terrible.
How'd you get out of there?
I wasn't in there in the first place.
We just saw you leave. They're like holding these
No, you
people
did.
back.
did.
It's a giant hallway. And you were
There was like another entrance.
You tried to Jedi mind trick them?
You can
Yes,
persuade them.
I am.
Please persuade them. There's always a chance.
Like with a roll or with
With a
actual
roll.
persuasion? Okay.
With a roll, then let me know what you do.
You can't just smile pretty at them, Morty.
Can I use a luck point and reroll?
Definitely use the luck point reroll.
Oh,
for that.
Ba-doop, boop.
But what do you say? Do you go ba-doop boop?
Yes, I do that. I might as well fucking do that.
Well, good for you. After hearing ba-doop boop, they're like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's go get Cutter. And they both run off.
Oh my god, what?
They rolled a nat 1.
Nice.
Jesus.
So
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So I imagine the three of us are trying to make our way to where we hear that commotion at this time,
yeah, as you guys
Yeah.
finding our way through the ship.
leave the brig, there's a stairway up. And as you sort of walk up these stairs, you can see 2 guards running past you.
Okay. So make our way up, trying to avoid the guards, and then
We're right downtown.
we look to where they had just departed from.
You look that way, and there's about 50 individuals running towards you. And in the very front, you can see your good old friend Mornos.
Oh, cool.
Hi, buddy. Not yell at.
Jesus
I'm just
Christ.
gonna look at Forrest and be like, he's totally lost where he gone. I don't know what they did to him down
Oh,
there.
look, we all got out on our own. How
Nice.
fortunate.
So my plan is going to be to take over the ship. Are you with me?
I think that's a good plan, but I'm not doing it with
Hi,
this.
Captain.
I'm going to show them my table knife.
Right. We need weapons.
You feel a tug on your pant leg, Mordos.
Yep.
It's your little goblin friend, and he pulls you down to his face, ushers you down, and he whispers in your ear, Cutter.
Cutter has our weapons.
All of our stuff is in his room.
You mean I was in the room with our stuff? I'm a jerk.
Tell you what, I'm going to get onto the main deck. I'm going to call out for Cutter. He's probably on his way, so we need to get up there, ASAP. I'm going to distract him. I'm going to talk to him. If you guys can steal our weapons back and get things prepared, that would be great. Nox, I think you should be in charge of that. And the other 2 of you, maybe just kind of make sure no one starts attacking me.
Riley isn't really listening. She's just like, or they're just like,
I'm just not paying attention to you.
let's go to the deck. Yes, that's a good idea. you go fetch your
Okay.
trinkets.
I'm
And we'll
gonna
go
look
to
at
the
I look at
Mordos.
you like, okay, whatever. Like, let's go to the deck. We need to go.
As
On
we're
our
walking-
way to the deck, I would like to look for a sign that says something to the effect of janitorial supplies or some kind of storage that is going to be something that nobody really ever goes to.
Okay. You find a janitor's closet.
Okay. Inside this janitor's closet,
Yeah.
on one of the walls,
See a
I'm
poster
going.
of a half-naked orc.
But is it a sexy
Very
orc?
sexy orc.
Perfect. I'm going to take. I know we're having to act very quickly, so I'm going to try to cast this spell as quickly as possible.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion.
Okay. Under an exponential dwelling in range that lasts for the duration. Okay.
So effectively, what I have just now done is turned a wall into a magical door that only we can see and go through.
That does what?
That is essentially a pocket dimension. Nobody else can get in, and once the door is closed, it is invisible.
Okay.
So I'm going to close the door. We're not going to go in it. I just
Okay.
created a safe space. If we get in trouble, get in here and go through the door.
All right. It's a 1 minute
Okay.
cast time.
I know. That's why I said I'm going to try to do it quickly.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Do we know that you're going to be doing that?
I'm explaining all of this to you right now.
Okay.
I figure he does it beforehand. He'll explain, I'm gonna make a thing! And then he starts making a thing.
Yeah.
I want to describe that plan to our 15 followers, just
Oh,
saying.
no. This is just for us.
But these guys are going to follow us blindly, and they're going to help us. I think if there's no way for them to get away,
They're
I think
all
they should.
dead. Once all of the little people, and by little I mean low level, not small, people are dead or recaptured, I want us to be disappeared, so that the sailors have no idea what happened to us.
I think what Mordos is trying to say is that he's going to save
He's
as
gonna
many
save
people
these
as
people, is what he's saying.
Yeah, my plan is to take over the ship. The ship is going to be ours if things go our way.
Well, okay. Well, here's a safe space if we need it.
Yeah, okay.
I've already cast it.
And I just wanted to if it's possible for our companions that are going to help us.
Oh yeah,
if we
it can hold
escape
up to
there.
100 people at a time.
Okay, then I'm going to tell them
So
that.
fine.
They-
But only people I allow. So, okay, yeah, our 15 followers, Pipsy, the gnome, so that's
Okay.
17 plus the 4 of us.
You guys are fine. Respect.
21 people? Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so
then I'm making my way to the deck.
Yeah, as we're running up to the deck, I'm going to.
Dick.
You know what? I'm not going to tell you anything. We're just going to go.
all right, so you guys head back up to the deck, and you guys can see you actually see Cutter standing there. He's got a short sword on his hip, and he's got his magic
chip on
device
his
in his
shoulder.
other, in his left hand.
Nice. His magic device. Can you refresh my memory?
You didn't see it.
Did I see it?
You did see it, Nox. You saw it. It is seems to be like a wooden handle with a steel tube, and it was covered in runes.
As we're sort of running up the stairs, Riley looks at Pipsy and kind of looks at them and winks.
He goes, no.
And Riley goes, "Guess what, my little friend? It's time to go bananas."
Oh, no.
And casts Sculptor of Flesh.
Oh God, you're just doing that?
And turns Pipsy into a giant ape.
Hmm.
Pull up Pipsy's leg real quick.
All right.
It's page 323.
Yeah, hold on, no, I need to pull up his character sheet that I made. What kind of saving throw is it? Wisdom. Alright, that's good.
I'm shaking my head because of that pun, not because of what you're doing.
What are we doing?
He just turned Pipsy into a giant ape.
Yeah.
Oh no, Winston, is that you?
You can be our tank.
It's 323.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck, man.
If that's the case, I'm gonna steal the Tesla gun.
Are we all still together?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm picturing that Riley is casting this as we sort of all spill out onto the deck, and like Pipsy is running up the stairs, and then just like
He's gonna rage.
As he transfers, he goes, not again! As his flesh is torn asunder, and out steps this gigantic beast of an ape, wielding a banana. Does he have all his abilities? Limited in its actions, it can perform by the nature of its new form.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh fuck, dude. So apes can wield weapons.
Yes.
You guys never asked Pipsy what he's really good at.
No.
Okay. All right.
Wielding
So
weapons.
Is he really good at handling bananas?
all right.
Phrasing.
He's real good at handling his banana.
Yeah.
So he fuck. So Cutter sees this happen. He goes, "No, it will not happen like this."
I have a mechanical question before we continue.
I have a mechanical answer.
My table knife, can I use it just like I do a dagger, or is it an improvised weapon?
We'll say it's a dagger.
Okay, cool. Before we get actually into an initiative situation, I would like to sing a nice little ditty and throw a bardic inspiration, one to
I'm gonna
Nox
say
and
it's a
one to
little late for
Mordos.
that
Why?
because initiative's already started.
But we haven't
Oh,
rolled
shit.
initiative
I
yet.
didn't even talk.
When your super cool warlock decided to turn a little kobold into a fucking ape
Why do we
and
let
say
Riley do
it's time
things?
to go bananas, he made that decision for you. So you can do that on your turn. But I need you guys to roll
I
initiative.
can't do 2 bonus actions in 1 turn. That's
Sorry,
my point.
dude. Maybe you should need to discuss that with your party members.
20.
Oh, fuck me.
It's crit, dude.
Ah! Look
That
at
was a
Teddy.
that was a save though.
And then
Oh.
Ipsy.
Whoa.
Unless you want to count that.
It's the same die.
25. Open up a notepad real quick, you fucking assholes. Have this whole thing
Okay,
prepared.
when I do use those,
No.
can I use those dice rolls?
Sorry?
please?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give this to you. So that's what we have. Riley.
Just for,
Oh, you
for
rolled a
viewer
save
reference,
first.
the giant ape is the second most dangerous beast that is available in the monster manual.
First being a fucking T-Rex.
First being a T-Rex.
But T-Rex was not a wise decision on this ship.
No.
Just
you all
immediately
would just die. So let's
Thanks
see.
for not doing that.
Yeah, man. You're welcome.
An ape still might not be a wise decision if it breaks the mast.
Roman, what's your dex modifier?
My dex modifier is +3.
So Nox is going to go ahead of you.
Weak.
Where the hell did you get a banana?
He had it in his
Don't ask
pocket.
stupid questions.
He had it in his pocket, obviously.
Okay.
That's not a banana.
Alright, so Cutter's gonna go first.
Fuck!
He points his magic device at Riley, and he uses it, and a bolt comes right out. Riley, I'm gonna have to go ahead and have you do a Constitution saving throw.
Is that a spell or is it a device?
That is a device.
Cutting words!
You said con save?
Yes, please.
Is that a reaction?
Them some cutting words.
I'm going to somehow, I'm going to call Cutter a pox-faced pirate.
He's not making an attack roll, so
Oh.
it's not gonna apply here. I'll let you save it though.
I thought cutting words apply, yeah,
When
I
he
thought
makes
it
an ability check, but he's not
applied-
doing any of those things.
You should call him that anyways.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna do that anyway. It just
You
won't have an
fucking
effect.
troll. Yeah, so you
Avast, you pox-faced pirate!
you are unconscious.
Okay.
Who? Riley's unconscious?
Yes, you are under the effect of what appears to be some type of sleeping dart. Though,
Well, that's
So he's not like death save unconscious, he's just
no,
asleep.
he's just asleep,
He's taking a nap now.
basically. What
It's nap
happens
time for
when
Riley.
you go to sleep? Does your thing end? Is it a concentration? It is.
Nope.
So, yes.
Oh, it is a concentration, yeah.
So you, Gypsy goes back to being a little kobold boy.
Well,
He's
that-
very confused.
is stupid.
And Cutter says, "I told you. No. Let us discuss this like men." And that is his turn. That's gonna go make it Pip's turn. He's gonna hold his action until one of you acts.
Okay.
And that's gonna make it Riley's turn. Riley, go ahead and make a There's
How
no
does that
saving
work?
throws on sleep.
I would say Constitution,
No, the physical
Oh,
doesn't have a
I
saving
can't.
throw.
Sorry.
but it was
sorry.
a dart, so I thought it was like a poisoning kind of thing.
No, it's
Was it a dart or was it a magic dart?
it was a dart. It was not a magic.
Okay. Because I can't be put to sleep
Oh
magic.
shit, you can't?
by magic.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, what do you want from me?
Nothing. Because there's no saving throw on sleep. It's you have to run out the timer or be attacked. You take
Okay.
at least 1 point of damage or be roused by an ally.
Sure.
That's going to go ahead and make it Nox's turn.
Am I near Riley?
You are close-ish.
Give him a
Would I have
kick.
noticed that it was a physical dart?
You saw a dart go into them.
I'm gonna go and try to rouse Riley up.
It'll take your full turn to do that.
That's fine.
Okay, so on your next turn, Riley, you will be able to act. So that's going to go ahead and make it Roman's turn.
So Riley's immunity to magical sleep does
It's not a magic sleep.
didn't-
It was a
Don't-
physical
Don't
thing.
worry about it.
So it's a physical dart.
Yes.
But it's
It's not a spell.
He's
not
asleep.
poisonous that put him to sleep.
Yes.
Just know that he's asleep.
Okay.
They are fine
Not a
now.
No, I think he's trying to understand if it's gonna affect
Yeah,
him.
well, no,
How it-
I'm
Maybe-
trying to understand why he still didn't get to act. Because if it's not magic, but it was because it was a physical dart, but if it wasn't a Constitution save because it was magic,
It's because
Don't worry about it.
don't
We're
worry
past
about
it.
We're going.
Next turn.
We're going past it.
yeah,
we're going
you could
past
have
it.
owned this guy on your turn.
Past this and become stronger because of it.
Okay,
Okay, fine.
it's your turn, Roman.
I really, really hate this dude, partially because he looks like me.
He did offer to talk it out, so no blood has to be shed. Looking around, it's not just Cutter up here though.
Who else
yeah,
is on
it's
the deck?
Cutter and all of our people and 50 randos and how many of his people?
A whole lot.
Well, but how many?
Called 16.
Okay.
Do I see his half elf or not? No, his high elf sorceress
You do.
person. Where is she?
Right next to him.
She's standing right next to him.
You offered a parlay.
Can I speak
about
to Roman at all?
On your turn.
Do you want to hold your action?
Difficult direction.
But that I don't know what I would prepare.
We'll give you a little bit more time.
yeah,
I mean,
No.
you're good at words.
yeah. I'm just gonna. What did he say exactly?
Let's talk this out like men. No blood has to be shed.
I'm a girl.
Today you are a man.
Today
He's
I
Russian,
am
not
a
Spanish. Today you are-
Spanish voice, I guess.
I'm going to use vicious mockery. I'm not really coming up with anything in particular to say to him, so I'll just say, although art is tedious as a tired horse, a railing wife worse than a smoky house.
What?
With your constant talk of talking.
Okay.
So
Yeah, he's
he
safe.
takes
Shakespeare him?
17 wisdom save where he takes 12 damage.
He rolled an 18.
My turn?
Yeah, it's your turn that time.
I'm just gonna like look at Roman for a sec. Anyways, yes.
He goes like, what?
I'm gonna look at Cutter like I don't know. Okay, then let's talk.
All right. Do you put put away your guns?
I put away my guns, my arm guns.
You can.
And you're a man now.
What
Okay,
is your
we're going
dog
to
Goddamn.
pause the initiative right now, so it'll be sort of more freeform. But Cutter puts his magic item away. You can see people sort of resheath their blades, but have a hand on it still, just in case.
Okay. I want to walk up to Cutter, and I'm obviously doing it unthreateningly. Like I don't want to be.
He'll put his hand back on his hip, just in case.
Okay. And I'm gonna say, look, I apologize for setting off quite a commotion down there. But as you're aware, we were enslaved and we were working against our will, and
Yes.
we were being beaten, tortured, and
Also, yes.
ridiculed. So you can understand why I would be a little bit angry, and as someone with abilities as mine, that I would do something about it. The second thing I have to say is, us being in that kind of situation, I assume you don't have our best intentions in plan. When we land, you're going to do something that benefits you and not us. Am I right?
You make the mistake of believing that what I do benefits me. I work solely for my benefactor. That is it.
Well,
I do what
your
is in their best
benefactor
interest. You know
doesn't have
nothing
our
of
safety
what
or
we
good.
do.
What?
You know nothing of what we do. You assume that we are evil.
Yeah, of course I
It's
do.
because you're not telling us everything.
You're asleep.
There's a
Ryan.
lack of
I'm
communication
awake. You
here.
woke me up.
Aye, there is a lack of communication.
So I'm telling you, our plan and my party's plan is to land in northern Thay and go our own way. I don't think your benefactor or you think that's what we're going to do. So I'm here to tell you that we're going to do our thing, and you're going to leave the people down there alone. You're not going to enslave them anymore. Otherwise, we're going to have to take the ship from you. And I don't want to have to do that.
You believe that you can take the ship from me.
No, sir. I know we can.
Oh, that is good. That is good. I like your fighting spirit. My benefactor would love to know how it is you tried. And he will know shortly. And he looks to the side where the front of the ship is, and you can see you're approaching a dock.
Oh, wow, we're already there.
Welcome to Thay.
That was fast.
And he turns away from you.
Can we get back to initiative now? Oh my god.
As you guys approach Thay, you can feel a rush go over your entire bodies. And several bells from the dock. And it seems to fade in your mind. Just everything that led you up to this point for a brief glimpse. And you find yourselves on the ship alone. At the dock. Currently raining. Cold day. The landscape is gray. Trees are dead.
It's daytime?
Yes.
Where'd they all go?
Did we just get magic roofie?
I think so.
I think we just got
Yeah,
magic
like, are we,
roofie.
like, waking up? Or did it just poof?
You didn't see a poof. It seems as if your vision became blurred.
But, like, we're still standing right where we were
Exactly
and
where
everything.
you were.
Just everything changed. The holodeck's having issues again.
All of the slaves are now gone. Including all of the pirates, Cutter, everyone's missing.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if we're in some like magical reality or?
Or not.
Riley does the same thing to
Okay.
figure out what they can sort of determine.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know why. Roll20 keeps freezing up on me anytime I try
Yeah,
to do a
you're-
check.
It's fine. It's a real
Frozen.
good face you're making.
Yeah.
Is the ring in my
Can I
left hand
see
cold?
anything like
Yeah, it's
out
very
of the
cold.
ordinary?
Everything is out of the ordinary for you. Ryla, you don't think you're in some type of illusion, but there is some magic at work here.
Would I know what type of magic?
No, not necessarily.
Illusory.
You see a being go up to the dock.
Mhm.
It sort of raises an arm and waves you down. The cloaked figure, wearing
Okay.
tattered gray robes, carrying a staff. Next to him, you can see a chest.
Let's go say hello.
I'm going to assume that that's our stuff.
So as you all head down, you see this being open the chest for you, and all your gear is in there.
Okay. I'm going to take all my stuff,
Okay.
both of my bags of holding. I'm going to reach down, like up to my armpit, into the bag of holding that should be full of money, and using my really cheap ass trader skills, I'm going to count it.
Okay. You're gonna be there a while.
Huh?
Counting
I just want to make sure all the
coins
money's
takes a long time.
I'm not literally counting
Okay.
money. I'm making a joke about
You
how
can
Roman is
feel-
so cheap.
you can
I'm
feel
Scrooge
your coins in
McDucking my
there.
bag of holding to count it. Okay.
This humanoid then taps his staff on the dock to sort of get your attention, and then he lifts a hand out of his cloak. You can see a bony, dried finger sort of act as if he's luring you to follow him.
We just
Is this
crossed
like
the river.
the? Yeah, we're dead. Is this like the guy that was like in the city? The robot?
No,
Mm.
no.
Okay.
Can we see him under his cloak and hood? That's a very good point, Knox.
Perception?
Okay.
I guess we could all roll that.
You go roll for it. So the only person who has no idea is Romeo. I'm sorry, Roman. You can't really tell. His face is kind of hidden from you. Just by the way he's turning away. The rest of you can see he has a sort of exposed jaw. His skin appears to be flayed. And he gives a faint smell of death about him.
Riley attempts to use Awakened Mind to telepathically communicate with this creature and see what's going on.
Is there a limit on that? I forget what the stipulation for that is.
30 feet, creature
No.
that I can see.
But like, what about its brain? Is it
Any
like-
creature.
It's any creature?
Just attack.
Any creature.
Okay. Yeah, you
Do not need to speak the same language.
you pick its brain and it's like you just entered a vacuum.
Okay.
God.
Well, my friends, it looks like our little host is dead. Or undead. I can always get those two confused.
Okay.
It then turns and starts walking.
I'm gonna follow.
Okay. As you guys follow, you start to. It takes a while. It's about 40 minutes. As you're walking through this countryside almost from the dock, you can see dilapidated houses, burnt windmills. The world seems bleak here. As you. What's up?
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
I was gonna ask if I could do a history check, because what little I do know about Fae, I don't think it should look like this.
Make a history check.
29.
That the Fae you've heard of looks nothing like this.
Okay.
As you all come up on a hill peak, you can see a great castle. And right adjacent to it, you can see a village, and the village appears to be bustling. You can see people moving hay bales, doing trade.
Alive people or
You can't tell. They're just sort of figures at this point. It'll take you a little bit longer to get closer, but it appears to be bustling, and there are people there. You guys wish to continue?
I got a bad feeling about this, guys. I think we're just
As you continue down this path, you pass by another house, less dilapidated than the others. You can see several people going to and from, and they are not as cloaked as your current host. And it appears to be an individual whose entire stomach has been ripped out, and its rib cage is exposed. You can see it trying to repair this house. It's got a hammer. It's hammering in planks as to seal up some holes.
Well, this is lovely. This is so lovely.
nice place we found here.
I would like to look around. So they're all going about their business and stuff. Are
Yes.
any of them carrying any kind of food,
No,
like produce,
No.
anything like that?
they
Okay.
appear to be moving minerals or powders.
Okay.
Is it similar powder that I saw on the ship?
No. Whereas you were dealing with a darker black powder, they appear to be moving around purples and yellows.
Do I recognize any of them as having any magical use?
Make an Arcana check, but dude,
8.
No.
Would I gather anything with a 14? Because that's a reliable
shit.
talent.
Yeah, I forgot. You can definitely tell that it is a magical powder. You're not sure which one. You have to have a closer inspection of it, but it definitely does have some magical properties.
Okay.
Nox, are you proficient in Arcana?
Yeah. I gotta check on it.
That's why she gets a. That's
Yeah,
why a
it's
14
not
out of
adding
5.
her proficiency bonus to it.
Are
what
any of
is
these
that?
villagers taking notice to us, or are we just...
They're all kind of keeping on their own. You see a couple people kind of like look to you, and as they turn, you can see like where half of their face was normal, the other half appears to be ripped away from various means. Some people are burned, others appear to have sort of acid-touched flesh.
Could I tell if these people are, or whatever they are, if they are, for lack of a better word, automated? If they just seem to be very...
They do seem to have some semblance of agency, but they're all doing the exact same thing. They're keeping to themselves.
Does it seem very studied? A thing like a routine?
It appears to
or-
be some type of routine.
Okay.
I'm hearing rain. Is it actually raining?
It is raining, yeah.
I want to ask Rylai, do you have anything to counterspell? I think this is something being pulled over our eyes. This isn't real. Or I guess any of you. I don't know.
I mean, counterspell is a reaction.
Yeah. You could definitely attempt to counterspell an illusion.
But the Arcana that I used earlier told me that this wasn't illusory, right?
It was not
Yeah.
illusory.
Yeah.
From
So
what I understand, we're kind of just being led, right?
Yes.
There's nothing that's... So, I would like to go up to one of the people that's here, one of the ones that are a little bit less cloaked,
Okay.
and see if I can start a conversation.
Sure. Let me show you what this individual looks like.
Because I feel like we're gonna wake up in a jail cell and we're gonna have like walk there on our own.
Riley
Curled up
sort of,
next to each other.
Riley looks to her companions and goes, "This isn't an illusion. What we're seeing is what I think is real."
I would like to look back over my shoulder at the ship.
I think
The
we've
ship
come
is still there,
not
but it
too
looks,
far away.
It looks dilapidated. Like
Okay.
it hasn't seen much use in a long time.
Okay, and so as I look out to the horizon beyond the ship, do I see out to the horizon, or
You do, and it's all bleak.
okay, gray seas, clouds as far as the eye can see, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So not as angry, but Nox, you pull someone aside that looks like.
Oh, she's beautiful.
So you go up to her. She appears to be mixing chemicals together.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to her and be like, I'm sorry, ma'am.
She just looks up to you. You can tell that she has claw marks along her face. The flesh looks decayed.
Okay. My companions and I have been brought to this place and we don't know what's going on. Where
She
are we?
Raise a hand and she points. And when you look at where she's pointing to the castle.
Do you want us to go towards the castle?
She just nods.
Is that all you're allowed to say?
She goes back to her work.
Okay, I'm gonna take that as an indicator that maybe I'm gonna go back to my companions and be like, she seemed very hesitant to want to talk to me. It seems almost like we're gonna get them in trouble if we linger for too long.
Or perhaps they just don't care.
That could be it too.
As you're discussing, you see movement out of the corner of your eye. It appears to be a being clad in mail armor with a long sword on its hilt, and it seems to be looking around, inspecting some of the stands. It looks a lot less automated than the others.
I'm gonna point, kind of, not obviously, but tell the party in a more hushed tones. They seem to be under guard.
We don't necessarily know that.
That's my
how
impression.
far-
At least that's my impression.
How far
of it.
away is this
He's about
figure?
50 feet away.
Hail and well met, young traveler.
It looks up to you and begins to walk over.
As he's walking over, is anybody else talking? Like,
No.
are all these
It's
people around us?
Dead silent.
No pun intended. Okay.
So this entity walks over, and it gives you a nice little bow. Welcome.
Hello.
Where are we?
This is the kingdom of Thay. Do you not know?
I actually don't know, but
Surely
My
the
friend
Lord
says
must have
this-
beckoned you here if you find yourself on our footstep.
Do you have a brochure?
Can you say that again? Who beckoned us here? I'm sorry, I missed it.
The Lord.
Like, just the Lord. Okay. This doesn't resemble any descriptions of Thay that I have ever heard. I've heard of the wonders of the Red Wizards.
And he puts a finger up to your mouth. And
I
you can
shudder.
you can
Presumptuous.
smell like disease on it.
It touched you.
Speak not of them.
Is it under new management?
Is he speaking common, by the way?
Yes, he's speaking common to you guys.
I didn't get my question answered.
He's paying you no mind.
Yeah.
Hey, Roman, I need you to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
I can do that.
Oh my god, it touched you. You have
19.
cooties
You are
now.
not suffering from the frightened condition.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Riley looks at this being and goes, "What brought you here? Or have you always been here?"
I've always lived in Thay. It's my land.
And what plagues the land of Thay?
You assume we're under duress.
Do? Because the people don't seem very talkative.
They are shy around the newcomers. Please, I will escort you to the Lord. I want to speak with you.
Sure.
Is this person alive,
He is
or is he undead
very
and just
pale.
better made?
He appears to be. You're not sure if he's undead. He does have a certain air of death to him. His skin's very
right.
pale and very emaciated.
Riley attempts to use Awaken Mind again to sort of read his thoughts.
Something appears to stop you.
Okay.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's a vampire?
Sure.
He's a vamp.
He's
29.
Not, he's not a vampire.
Can I use that same insight check to see what
No.
what I think he might be?
You have to let me know what you think he is.
Okay.
But he
Canadian.
he pats your old host on the back and he whispers something in his ear, and the robed figure walks off to one side. Please, follow me. And he'll lead you up to the,
As we're walking, I just want to take a couple deep breaths and use stillness of mind, which will end any frightened or charmed effect I have.
You are not either of those things.
Just being thorough.
Yeah, I know. You're fine. You're fine. As you walk up to the actual gates, you see these two hulking creatures. They appear to be. They are definitely undead. One is missing part of its jaw. One has its insides just ripped out, and they're both holding two great axes. This guide of yours waves them over, and they both lift and steady themselves and open the gates for you. Please, go ahead.
Are you not coming with us, my friend?
I will follow suit. It is rude to lead your guests through a
Sure.
gate, anyways.
Sure. Okay.
So as you all
Are
walk
we-
in, he follows behind you, and he'll bow to the two guards, and they'll close the gate.
Can I cast Detect Thoughts on one of the guards as we walk by?
So he goes-
Except that if
You-
they're undead, it says no effect, I don't
Okay.
think.
All right.
Let me just make sure of that, though. Oh. Fuck.
I'm not seeing it. I'm just gonna let it go. You
Okay.
you hear nothing. It is completely dark.
Okay. Well, that's the second level spell slot gone.
My apologies. I did not get your names.
I'm Raleigh.
Pleasure.
What's your name?
My name is Garanus.
I will definitely remember that.
No, you won't.
I have a feeling you already know our names.
I actually do not.
Well, in that case, my name's Sordom.
Gordon?
Yeah.
Very well. And who are your two lovely friends here?
That's up to them to tell you.
Okay.
I'm trying to spell your name.
It's G-E-R-A. It's G-E-R anus.
Okay, I was gonna put it. Oh. Thank you. And he's an undead. What? Or appears to be some kind of undead-ish. What race?
He appears to be human.
Okay.
He's very gaunt.
Okay.
Do you...
This is awkward.
Does a feline have your tongues?
I'm just gonna pretend to not hear him. I'm just gonna be looking around.
He kind of like
Ducks
gets in
and I
your
are on
face
the
and kind
same
of like does the good morning.
I'm sorry. What?
Your name, madam, if I could.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just looking around in all the splendor that we're in. My name's Ophelia.
Need to write these down. Ally, Sordom, Ophelia. And you, my sir?
I am Corlish
Corlish.
of the Royal.
Can't you just be like Sam?
Of the royal...
No, there's more.
I'm
Name's
waiting.
Corlish, first secretary to
I'm
the
sorry,
Open Lord
I'm sorry.
of Waterdeep.
Start over.
I am Corlish, Corlish, first secretary to the Open Lord of Waterdeep.
First secretary of the Lord of... Which Lord of Waterdeep?
The Open Lord of Waterdeep. There's only one.
You can see him
This
like
guy's
writing
just, like,
this
writing
down.
like,
Very well.
Is there a
I'm
guest
going
book
to
we can
make
sign?
note that he is making notes and that Cutter also made notes, and I think there's something else, some other higher intelligence controlling all of them.
You can make that mental note.
Yeah, I just want to put it out there for everybody else to dwell on too.
Okay.
I'm metagaming, shut up.
I'm just gonna be like, is there a guest book we can sign?
No, I just don't remember names so well.
Oh, it's okay.
Please, if you'll follow me. And he leads you down this great hallway. You can see several portraits of places. You see portraits of the Neverwinter, of Waterdeep. You see one of Theron. Some various different places. And you see several suits of armor wearing this type of ebony scale, which you could assume was made from some type of dragon, each holding a different type of weapon. And at the very, you see this great doorway made of a nice oak, and above it you see sort of not an inscription, but there appears to be an image chiseled in that is of a council, several people, of 8 individuals, each robed, and each one has a symbol at the base.
They all have the same symbol, or are they different for each
They're all
one?
different. There's 8 different symbols.
Okay.
Rylai and Nox, you automatically know that these are the symbols of different types of magic.
Okay.
Would I not know that too?
If you like looked at them, you would know, but their eyes are drawn to it because they're adept arcane spellcaster. You're kind of a mix
Okay.
because you're like also a bard who's a rogue and a spellcaster. They are learned. You sort of like a jack of all trades kind of thing.
Okay.
You know what it is, just it doesn't automatically pop in your head.
We fancy pants. Just go with it.
If you will wait here, I will announce you to our lord. He
Sure.
opens up this great doorway, opens up both doors. He says, "My lord, might I present Rylai, Master Sordom, Lady Ophelia, and he opens up the book. Lord Corlish, First Secretary of the Open Lord of Waterdeep. he sort of shakes his head and then walks off.
I'm just gonna look at Roman like,
You see a fairly well lit room, and there is a being on this throne, with there appear to be serpent heads coiling around the armrests and even the actual back. There appears to be a small beast curled up on the armrest itself. There is a humanoid sitting there.
Sorry, these are live snakes and beasts?
No, the snakes coiled are made of wood. The one sitting on the armrest is alive.
Okay. And we see a humanoid figure?
Yes, rather tall.
Hello, Lord of Thay. I feel like you have brought us here for some reason, and we're not quite sure why. Make me an offer you can't refuse.
So you all beckoned further into the chambers.
Sure. Rylai takes a few steps forward.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Riley take a few steps forward.
I'll move forward, but I'm going to stay 2 paces behind them.
Okay. You guys sort of step in the room, and he just kind of like shakes his head and just like keeps ushering you guys in.
Come closer.
Are there like chairs or pews or something
There-
before their throne? Or
No, it appears to be just an empty throne room. There's candles all along the edges. It appears to be a little bit dim, but there is a gigantic red and gold carpet going, sort of leading the eye to the throne.
can I do a quick arcana just to see if there's any hidden magics or any sort of spell traps or anything like
Sure,
that?
Of course.
And of course it's going to freeze up on me, but it'll pop in a couple seconds, I think.
And while he's doing that, I'm doing perception to notice any traps or any
So
kind
you
of
do not
exits.
see any traps. There is one exit, and that's the way you guys are going in.
Okay.
We'll wait for... There he is. You do not notice any type of magical trickery.
Okay. So I'll kind of wink at my friends, and then I'll proceed forward.
Okay, so seeing your compatriots go in, what do the other two of you do?
I'm just gonna roll my eyes like, all right, we're in this, and I'm just gonna walk right up to him.
I'm following Rylai, staying 2 steps behind
Okay.
them.
You guys get to about maybe 10 feet away from him, and he holds up his hand as like, that's close enough. No. I understand. Led here by Hutton.
Yeah, he's working for you, isn't he?
Yes.
You're his benefactor. How can we help you?
Do quick to trust, or is quick to gather information?
One of those is correct.
Which is it?
I think
Well,
you
it
already know.
seems.
If you are
It
truthful with
seems.
me, I will be truthful
It
with you.
seems. It seems.
Then we're on the same page.
Seems.
It seems.
Hey, shut up!
It seems that you brought us here for some reason, but we're unaware of your motives. And we really didn't like Cutter because he wasn't very honest with us.
True. Utter's bred from hatred and lies. He knows not how to properly speak individuals who have a common,
No manners on that one.
no manners.
Just a real
Now,
jerk.
let's start with the truths, shall we? What are your names?
Mordos. You got me.
Yeah, know too much.
But you already knew that, didn't you? This is just a trust exercise. Here, you fall back and I'll catch you.
I'm afraid you'd let me fall and my bones would break.
Well, then you don't trust me, and it's not reciprocated.
No, it's just that I'm very, very old.
How old are you? Is it your
No.
birthday?
No,
Would I
that's not
ask
very
you the same
polite.
question? How old are you, madam?
I think you already know how old I am.
I'd like to do a perception check for birthday balloons.
There are no birthday balloons.
Okay.
No. Let's
She
not
said
get
birthday.
into numbers.
No one likes a party.
I'm older than I'd like. However, I did believe I asked your actual names as a trust exercise.
Well, I told you, and I told your friend. My name is Riley, but I don't really know what my real name is. But that's what I go by.
And what of you, other elves?
I'm not.
I'm gonna look around looking for other elves.
My good sir, do not know who I
Sir, for one who speaks of trust, you're not showing very much.
What
I
can
have
do?
given you my name and my title.
Somehow I believe you're lying to me. You not trust me?
I trust as far as is necessary all who come into my path.
That's how you treat your compatriots. Use them until you don't need them anymore.
I'm not sure that's what I said.
That's
But
what
that
you
philosophy
imply.
does hold true for everyone.
Does it?
Yes.
Master Mordos? A question, if you will.
An answer.
Quickly, would you throw away your friend Knox? It meant your own personal gain.
That wouldn't happen.
How quickly do you think your friend here would toss you to the sharks? You could learn just a little bit more.
I'm gonna look back at Roman. I like to think that he wouldn't do that, but I don't know him as well as I do Knox.
An optimist. That is good. That is good. Now, Master Elf, please, do not lie to me. I've been on this earth for so long.
If you have been on this earth for so long, surely you must recognize that I am not an elf.
True, but you have elven heritage. Semantics.
Semantics can be very important to people. It does not do
I
well.
see.
It does not do to engender trust if you do not accept if you do not accept one person's identity as they have decided for themselves.
Very well. Then you say you are a man. What is your name?
I am Master Corlish Logan Starr, first secretary to the Open Lord of Waterdeep.
Are you lying to him actively? Because if so,
I suppose so.
I'll need a deception check. Like, if you are, I'll need a deception check.
Okay. 19.
Very well, Lord Corlish. Now then, my name. Well, I have many names, but you may refer to me as Tam.
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 Like Tim Tam.
That's where I was going.
Or my first name is not Timothy, but you may refer to me as my chosen vernacular. Now then, you may be asking yourself, why, the man you request in your present form? in the land of
Yes.
is I am in need of your assistance.
Tell us more.
What kind of assistance?
There are a great many people who wish to take my kingdom from me.
Why do they wish to do that?
They believe I am an abomination. I deserve to die. Merely
It's
because I supply product.
What type of product? Because it seems that you are lord over a land of the undead.
That is true.
The purest product.
I do not trade with people. I don't use them as a good. Man is meant to be free. That is one thing I wish Lord Cutter would stop doing. However, I deal in magic goods. They are the sole proprietor of a lot of users. There are some who wish to overthrow me.
Well, your
think
value
you
of
answered the
individual
question.
freedom is something upon which you and I can agree, at least.
How can I be more direct, Ryla?
What type of magic do you produce, and what for?
He grabs a simple stone from his throne. He puts it towards his mouth and he seems to whisper something in it, and he tosses it to you. You immediately feel that it has great power in it.
Mm-hmm.
That stone will allow you to harness some of the latent energy. Okay.
So what does Riley sort of feel? Should I do an Arcana check there?
Yeah, I would definitely do an Arcana check.
Okay.
Also, really quick, is there a way I can secretly talk to my sword or like mind talk? with
You
it?
guys can talk telepathically. Wait for John to come back real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let him do his thing first.
25.
You know that it is a stone of spell storing.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very expensive magical item. You can store a spell up to 4th level within it. It can be used by
Okay.
any individual.
And do you trade in these types of artifacts? Do you create them here and have a whole economy based around this type of product?
We trade out to the other nations. That is one of the reasons I employ Cutter. to
Would
dispose of goods.
Would Riley have ever come across any of these in the past?
It's a safe assumption that by what he's telling you that if you found like a pretty basic magic item, it's probably been touched by Fae at some point.
Okay.
So, like, all our stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what we're sort of coming to the
Unless it
conclusion
was
of.
specially crafted for you, essentially all your stuff.
So what you're telling us, Mr. Tim Tam,
Please,
is
Lord Tab.
Lord
Tim
Tim
Tam.
Tam, is that all magical items on this plane are a result of the magic of Thay?
Yes.
Well, what do you know? That's pretty neat.
That's pretty cool.
And of course, there are some
Today I learned.
items that are not exactly widely accepted that we deal in as well.
Lord Tam.
Tim Tam.
No, I am going to try to be respectful. I'm not.
Okay,
Yeah, I
go
know.
on.
I'm pointing out that I'm not
He
actually
immediately sits
trying
up.
to antagonize this person into violence. I'm really just trying to lie about who I am. That's it.
He when you say his name properly, he'll sit up,
Yeah.
and you can see that he kind of towers over you all.
Lord Tam, it is intriguing to me that you speak of the economy of magic items, because that is actually the reason I am here. My friends and I were on our way here before Cutter found us. I was, in fact, traveling to Thay, sent by my lord to broker a trade agreement with the Red Wizards of Thay.
And he immediately puts his hand up. Do not speak of them.
My apologies. That does, in fact, lead to my question. Why does the rest of the world have a misconception of who and what Thay is? Why do you allow that? Why do you not take credit for your own work?
You pose a good question. One I have not been asked in many a century. I prefer to work behind the men who wish to rule the land. I am not the man. I just wish to pass on what I can to ensure that my people are safe.
So what do you want from us? At this point, Nox has sat down on the ground and just been like, you kidnapped us. What do you want from us? Why are we here? It's been a long journey.
There are some individuals who, as I said, wish to remove me from power and, for lack of a better word, commit genocide against my people.
You mean the people of the town?
Yes.
Technically, I don't know if it could be genocide though, because they're already
They're
dead.
dead.
If they're undead, they
Fair,
do,
yeah.
yeah, kind of, maybe.
What's the German word for killing off an entire race of undead beings?
Riley, I think it starts with a G with the little dots on the end.
Wow, somewhere.
An umlaut, yeah.
As you may have already seen, my people are of simpler taste. They may not have the ability that you all might. You do not lack agency, not some construct, a mindless zombie. They act on their own. You might ask why they're not exactly kind, willing to speak with you. People like you that threaten our very existence are merely afraid.
You tell,
I
Jack.
agree, doggo.
So you mean to say that they're here of their own free will? I guess you offer them some sort of community
Yes.
in their
Place to
afterlife.
survive and
Do you consider this a safe asylum for them?
I do.
So my question to you is, why kidnap us? You obviously know who we are. You've obviously seen what we have done in the past. Why not just ask for our help?
If I had sent a messenger of my own people to go meet with you, you'd not just kill me.
We don't know. You never gave us a chance.
I only
You just
attack if I
chose-
get attacked.
You chose to see the worst in us. Why should we see the best in you?
Can't have
Sorry,
them
that,
be at the worst.
that insight check is to see if Riley can determine if they're telling the truth.
You can
Yeah,
definitely
you
tell
talk
that they're
of-
being truthful.
Okay.
You talk of trust, yet you chose to kidnap us because you thought we would just kill your messenger.
Yes.
So how is
Well-
that in any way, shape, or form a form of trust for us?
I feel it is better to ask for forgiveness.
So you're bullshitting us. What do you want us to do? Just get to the point.
Riley puts their hand on Nox and looks at Nox and winks and goes,
That one eye's getting a workout today.
I believe that this new friend of ours is in fact telling the truth, or at least believes they're telling the truth.
What can I do to convince you?
Elaborate on where exactly we are. Have we traversed to a different plane, or are we still on the prime material plane?
You are still on the material plane. There's been no plane ship.
You wish to save your people.
Yes.
How can we help?
I require some muscle and cognitive thinking capable of. This for
Most of us.
I'm proficient at both of those.
Is it just the four of us, or is Pipsy still with us?
Pipsy's still with you guys. He's been
Okay.
kind of quiet.
Yeah.
He's terrified right now.
Little puddle.
Well, then. I
That
require
slobbering knife.
a series of items be collected in order to safeguard my people. Fortunately, I cannot leave the sanctum of the fortress. Doing so would mean I open myself up to assault. I am not what I once was.
I imagine the magics of your land keep you together.
He'll then get up when you say that. He's about 9 feet tall. He's wearing these gold and red robes, and you can see that he has no crown, no hair. His skin is decayed. He has glassed over whitened eyes, like it's a milky white. And this is the first time you're actually seeing his face, and you can definitely tell that he is also undead.
Mm-hmm.
I keep this land together.
It's very impressive. So tell us more about these items that you require, and what do they do? And what benefit would they bring you? And are they dangerous? That's a lot of questions.
That is a lot of questions.
Wink.
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 Everybody kind of looks sideways
As
at
for
Riley.
the items themselves, one staff of binding allows me to encase my root of my soul will not be sent to the astral plane. That is to ensure that my people do not lose their agency.
Okay.
What was the other question? I'm sorry, you asked a lot.
What were the other items?
What
Yeah,
items? How many items do you require?
3.
And what are the
Staff
other
of
two?
binding, the orb of scrying, and the sword of Kos.
I see.
Have I heard of any of these?
You know that a staff of binding is pretty mundane as far as things go. They're used to bind a creature to somewhere. It's also often used in a greater banishment when you want to banish a large being to a
Yeah.
plane for eternity. It's also used for that. The orb of scrying is pretty common as well. Make a history check though for the last one, and you all can do this as well.
Yeah. 24.
Okay.
3.
Got nothing, man. You got nothing. You know that this is the exact same blade that had killed Vecna.
I do?
Yes.
Okay, can you give me that name again, please?
The sword of Kos, K-A-S. The first two are rather easy, the last is a little more challenging.
Okay.
Sword of Kos. Can you describe it to us? I've heard of it, but I don't recall
What it
much
looks
detail
like,
about it.
or what it was used for? I don't understand your question.
Can you describe it to us physically? It is an singular item.
It is a blade. The blade is blackened. Some say it was stained with the blood of Vecna himself. It is also the blade used to destroy his physical body. Used by the vampire lord Kos, his first in command.
Riley's face shifts and goes, "Blackened. That's also a really good Metallica song." And shifts back.
I'm just gonna look at Riley and be like, "Gar, is that you?"
The last will allow me to dispatch of some of my enemies. I'm
We
sure
are.
We have a common foe.
Now you've You've described these enemies in a very general sense. So who is it that threatens your land and the magics therein?
The rest of the Thayan Council.
Ooh,
Rest up.
drama. Hell, my friends, my dear lord.
All in due time.
Oh, now, we're being so forthcoming with you.
We're getting
am-
along so well.
Exhausted. This is more activity than I've had in quite some time. Please, I ask that you join me for dinner.
Do you eat food? Does anyone eat food here?
Like in Hook, you just gotta imagine.
I can eat food. I would conjure you some food, whatever you desire. Garanus will get a list. Please,
Lord.
I ask you give me some time to recuperate.
Of course.
Sure.
May I ask you one last thing before we
Yes.
take a rest? I want to walk over to Nox and I'm gonna ask for your hand. This is not going where you think it's going. I just need your hand. Give me your physical hand. I'm gonna show him the symbol.
Oh, you had to take off my gauntlet because I have no idea what you're doing.
He then, when he sees the mark in your hand, he'll grab it from you. Like he'll grab your hand, not the mark, but he'll grab your hand and he'll sort of move his cold, icy fingers across it. He tries to watch you, and at this point, he's sort of turned your hand over. He's now caressing your palm.
Sexy.
Most action Nox has ever gotten.
He tries to watch you. He will not see you here. You're not.
If we do this
Gives you
for
back
you,
your hand.
can you do something about that?
I can and I will. Vecna is a
Okay.
fickle god. Thinks he holds regency over me and my people. I wish to usher him out of this and all others.
Then it seems we have a common enemy.
Do.
All right.
And he
Well.
goes back and he sits on his throne. You can see his breathing has gotten a little bit more exhausted, like he's having issues breathing.
So I imagine we're gonna wait until dinner.
Yeah.
We have some place that we can go to.
He ushers you out, and Garanus is there, and he'll show you guys to your rooms. He tells you guys will be staying in the castle. It's not only the safest place, but it's the most comfortable place.
Sure.
Are we being escorted that way?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming we're walking that way.
Yeah. You guys are taking up a couple flights of stairs. It's very
Nox
cold
is
in here.
going.
It's gonna go
As we're walking, are there any other entrances to that room?
to the throne room.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
There are also no windows.
As I guess the party's walking, I'm going to grab Motors by the shoulder, just kind of pull him back.
Yeah.
Me?
You're the only one here called Mordos.
Oh, it sounded different. Sorry.
I'm bringing up the rear, by the way,
Sure.
so I guess I'll just keep on walking past you if you guys are stopping.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I am going to slow down because I don't want to lose you.
Yeah. You guys aren't being led like super fast. It's like a leisurely walk.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
if Rylai and Garanus keep walking and Nox and Mordos stop,
Sure.
then I'm going to kind of try to bridge the middle so that I can't lose sight of anybody.
Okay. So
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't want you to get your hopes up.
About what?
I don't think I'm gonna survive this. And I don't
What the hell are you
trust.
talking about?
They
You mean you're
didn't
not gonna
give
survive
me
this?
They didn't give me long with this curse, whatever this is.
Well, Vecna can't see you here, so I'm gonna assume maybe the effects aren't affecting you here.
There's no way to know that.
No, but there's no way to know that you're gonna die within right
3
away.
months.
So
3 months.
don't worry. We're gonna get this sorted.
I'm more worried about you
Why?
because you're a little ragey.
I'm just being a little firm today. I need to get shit done.
Have you been in
Big
contact with your
plans.
brother? Have you been in contact with your brother?
Not since we sent Barry.
Okay.
But
Just promise me that if anything happens, you'll look out for yourself.
yes, of course, and I'll look out for all of you as well.
Okay.
We're
Just gonna walk
good.
away.
Okay, you guys are led to different rooms. You each are given pretty nice rooms. There's some art along the walls and a fireplace each to keep you warm. The fires are already going by the time you enter. Each one has a queen-sized bed with fairly warm fittings. And Garnet says,
Nice.
You will all feel comfortable here, I pray. If there's anything else you would need, just say my name.
Nope, that's it.
What's his name?
Geranis.
Garen.
Karina's.
Can I don't know what kind of check this would be.
Okay.
Can I tell how thick the walls are?
That'd be a masonry check or a
Which I
natural
don't have.
intelligence.
Okay. I can do an intelligence check of 17.
You can't really tell how thick these walls are.
Are they
but
more
they're
or less than a
stone.
foot thick?
They are stone
I'm a-
walls.
Okay.
I'm assuming we're all in separate rooms, right?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to,
Uh,
in my room.
Yeah. You guys have a couple hours of like free time to do whatever you need to.
Okay. I would like to, in my room, just kind of sit on the bed and kind of look up, down, and be like, Red?
Do you do anything special?
I mean, I can't sacrifice, like,
You can't
from
sacrifice
what
a
Knox
lamb.
knows. Okay. I was just gonna kind of be like, I'm gonna grab my necklace
Okay.
and kind of whisper, Red?
Make a religion check.
Okay. Never made those.
Okay. You feel a sense of unrest. Almost like something is trying to get through to you. You felt something similar when Vecna would scry upon you. And then you hear a voice. Hello?
Red?
Is this thing on?
Who is this?
What do you mean, who is this?
How'd you get
You're
this
a
number?
jerk, you know that? You know what? We're not doing this today.
Your phone, who this?
Shit, is this Nox?
Hey!
Fuck.
The
I know
fuck?
you over here. I kind of just like I have this piece of Mordos's thing, and like I wear it,
took
and
his
like
penis?
I thought, whoa. No.
Okay.
What?
What's happening? Is everything okay? Where's Mordos?
No. Well, he's in a room.
Okay.
He's fine. He's fine, as far as I know. But I think I've seen him contact you with his little. I don't know what it is, and so I was like, well, I have a piece of that. What is it, Mordos, that you have?
Bro Rock.
Yeah,
He wrote down Bro Rock.
I have a piece of your bro rock. So
Okay. Hold on. Let's make this official.
okay.
You then see all your lights flicker and then go out. Even your fireplace. The winds start to pick up, and then you hear a voice. How may I serve you?
Oh, that's a good effect. How'd you get that?
I'm a god.
Okay. So you're probably wondering why I'm kind of contacting you, right? Red.
You hear just rain as if he's waiting for you to continue.
Oh, okay. So I'm probably dying, and I'm worried about Morty, and yeah, you took Barry. How's Barry doing? I just kind of rambling on.
Checking in.
He's definitely not replying to anything else you're saying. He's waiting for an actual request.
Okay. So I've never done this. I'm not religious. Do you have any
I'm just
insight
really
on
spiritual.
Do you have any insight on why we're here, or if we're in like severe trouble? Fred? Hello?
And then he you see all the lights flicker back on, even the fireplace here. Your life is safe. Careful who you trust. Seek guidance, and the Alliance will help you.
Okay. Is that all I get?
You can tell that's all you get. You then feel a sense of calm rush over you, as if you've just been hugged by like your mother or your father, as they would when you were a child.
Fred, did you just hug me?
Get no response from that.
You never hugged me before. Okay, can I sneak into Mortis's room?
Before you do, you notice that there is notice a symbol on the top of your door frame. It is a blackened fist.
Okay, do I get anything from just looking at it, or?
You have no idea just looking at it. It's not magical.
Okay, it's not magical. Yeah. I'm gonna roll perception.
You see it.
No. I mean, on the door to see if there's any traps, like if it's gonna deny me.
It's unlocked. It locks from the inside.
And the blackened fist, is that like the fist I have branded, but just darkened?
Nope. So what you have branded is the Eye of Vecna, which is it's a hand like this, but it's holding an eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that blackened fist before.
Maybe.
Are you saying that?
I'm
out
gonna
of character?
go. Yeah.
I have seen that. Roman has seen that on the first.
Oh, okay. So Nox. Okay.
Nox has not seen it.
I'm gonna go to Mortis's room.
Okay. Do you knock on his door? Or you just barge in.
I'm just gonna knock.
Okay. You hear a knock on your door, Mordos.
Yeah, come in. And I'm gonna be also talking. I'm talking with Nemoran.
Garanus?
No.
Oh, your sword. Okay.
My sword.
So
Nemoran.
So he'll actually talk to you. You guys can talk in like vocally and correspond with each other.
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk to him about?
Yeah, as you're entering Nox, you'll just see me talking with my
Are you
sword.
looking down at you? Looking down, just talking to your sword.
Just talking to my sword. That's what people do. I'm asking him, have you seen or met this Lord Tam before?
I've not met him. However, I do know of his power. He's quite strong with the arcane arts.
Do you sense that he has evil intent?
Every heart has some evil to it, even yours.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to ask if you knew him at all. Or...
I don't know him personally, but I've heard of him and his council.
Okay. Well, keep your senses high. If you feel like something is going wrong, from his end at least.
I'll keep my eye open, and then the eye just like the actual eye just like opens up and like it's real weird. Starts looking around a lot.
Thanks, man. And then I'm gonna cheat him.
Okay.
And... What's up, Nox?
I'm just gonna walk in and sit on the bed and be like, so, just Dr. Red?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
And what did he say? What did you ask him?
He was very cryptic, very red, but he doesn't
red.
he doesn't seem to think that we're in immediate danger.
I tend to agree with that.
Really? Just this whole thing feels weird.
This whole situation is very weird, but there's not much we can do otherwise right now.
What did Red say? He said something about asking for guidance, which coming from him is pretty rich, so. And also, what was it? Dungeon Master Go?
So he told you that you should seek an alliance. And
But I
that
never
you should
played that game.
You should be careful who you trust.
Yeah. He's also said that we should be careful of who we trust and to seek an alliance. Do you know what that means?
Do I know any? Is there any check I can do to see if I know what he's talking about?
Not really. It's pretty cryptic.
I'm afraid I don't know what that means, but red is usually right about things, so we'll keep an eye out until we know what the alliance is, who we know to not trust. All I'm saying is there's nothing we can do right now besides get some rest and prepare.
All right. Just giving you a heads up. I'm going to start to leave.
Okay.
As
Perception max.
It is a 22.
Okay. As you're leaving, you notice the exact same symbol above his door frame.
Okay, at this, I'm going to stop and ask him, do you know what this means?
do I know what that symbol means?
You noticed it was the same symbol on Red's breastplate the last time you saw him. Like in your mind's eye.
I'm not entirely sure what it means, but I do remember seeing it before on Red. Could
On
mean
Red,
something
okay.
to do with Lords of Death. I honestly have no idea though. So
Okay.
we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go on to Rylai.
Mhm.
Is there anything you wanted to do? The couple hours of free time you have?
No, Ryla just again just meditates and sort of. I don't think they're going to try and commune or anything like that. They're just going to meditate until the next story beat.
Okay. And then Roman?
So I get into my room. Is there a window?
There is a window in your room. It's looking out to the city.
Okay. How high off the ground are we?
You're very high off the ground. Like, if you
Okay.
were to fall out this window, you would die.
Okay. How high off the ground are we?
Okay, it's a couple 100 feet off the ground.
Okay. The window is like just big old castle hole in the wall open, or
It's
is
got
there
some
a-
glass panes to keep out rain.
Okay. But I could open it and physically fit through the window.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. A couple 100 feet, you said.
Let's call it 600. What I'm saying is don't jump.
Okay. Hang on.
Jesus.
600 feet.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Killing me,
60
Smalls.
d6 damage if you fall.
Well, yeah, but I also have feather fall,
Okay.
which slows me to 60
Jump.
feet per second. So at 600
Jump.
feet, it would only take me
Jump.
10 seconds, and I'd take no damage. No, I'm actually no. I really am just looking like, can I see the sea? Like
You can
imagine
see
that
a
we're like
little
on this
bit
big
of- you
hill.
can see a little bit of the coast. It's kind
Okay.
of obscured by the hill itself.
Still daytime.
It's about 4 o'clock right now.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of the city is starting to sort of close up for the night. You see a lot of the people down in the village kind of like closing up their shops and picking up all their stuff and heading home
Okay.
back to those dilapidated houses.
I'm gonna look around my room because this feels, in this dark and undead, dilapidated place, nice places like this room feel weird to me. So I'm going to try to inspect the room as closely as I can, quickly,
Okay.
for magic that might be making it look like it's nice and clean and warm and dry, and all that stuff. I want to make sure it's really real, and looking for traps, holes in the walls, that
So-
kind of stuff.
To do what you're talking about, you'd have to do detect magic.
Okay.
Because you can't just there's
Yeah.
latent magic energy all around you. You're trying to like
Yeah.
really focus on it. So
Okay, that's why I was asking, because I don't know, and I don't have detect magic. I do have dispel magic.
yeah, you could try dispelling magic.
Sure, I'll try dispelling magic on the door.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Okay, that will be satisfactory enough to me. I assume the door is made of wood.
Yes, it's
Okay,
made of like
so
a
if it was
redwood.
magic making this place nice, the door would turn into like something rotten and all that. While I'm doing that,
You do, however, over your Komen, you notice the exact same symbol above your door frame.
okay. Remembering that I saw it in the ship before, now I would like to do history checks and all the stuff I forewent while we were on the ship.
Make religion checks.
Religion. No,
have no
natural
idea.
one.
You're like, that's a glove.
Okay. on the ship it was a statue and it was holding a pearl or something. I'm just trying to remember it
So
in my head.
what you saw was an iron gauntlet. It seemed to be made of like ebony mail, and it was on like a pedestal to keep it up, like it's an altar.
I seem to recall it holding something.
That was another one. That was another one.
Completely different thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we like all in like rooms along a hall?
Yeah.
Because I would try to be in the back so that I would be the last person.
Okay.
So like we're just like next to each other.
Yeah,
in a
you guys
row
are.
room.
It's just
Okay.
this entire wing is just filled with rooms.
Okay, I really don't trust the guy, so he might be trying to separate us. I mean, we might be in a Dracula situation here. You can go in any door that's not locked. Well, all the doors are locked.
Hooray!
Okay. I would like to go to... How many spell slots do I have? I'm going to go down the row of rooms. No, I'm going to go to Nox's room first.
Okay. Do you knock or you just barge in?
I would like to knock him.
Hello!
I have an idea!
Okay.
No, I'd like to go to Nox's room and knock on the door. Is she still there, or is she in Mortal's?
Am I back in my room?
Yeah. You'll be back at this point.
Okay. I'm going to tell her, I've had a thought about your hand.
Okay.
But we obviously I would need your permission. I think I have a way to fix it. But I would also like the support of the rest of the group there too, because I might be crazy.
Got this really cool hatchet.
So would you mind if we convene somewhere?
What do you mean by fix it?
I have an idea, and I'd rather just explain it one time. So,
Okay.
you want me to bring everybody here, or do you want to come with me
Yes,
while I get the
everybody
others?
come to my room.
We're actually going to end right there.
No!
For hearing
Okay.
Roman's grand plan. So, you guys are now in the castle of a Indian wizard of Tam.
Lord
Tam's
Tim
Castle.
Tam.
Lord Tim Tam of Hungry Town.
Tam Tam.
Tim Tam's Tower.
Tim Tam's Tower of Terror.
Tam.
Yeah, so you guys are now basically free to do whatever you want. We'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We have other news for weighted dice stuff. I don't.
Oh, it's a candy.
Tim Tam?
What?
Yeah, it's a cookie.
This whole time you didn't know?
No,
Tim
I
Tams
mean,
are
like you guys are
bad.
laughing about it.
They're-
I'm like, what are you talking about?
They're bad Australian cookies.
Yeah, they're
How do you not know
They're
what Tim
good.
They're
Tam?
so bad.
Okay.
Trading dice. Do we have news on trading dice yet? Do we have a date?
Yes. Trading Dice, first episode is going to be November 29th, either at 6 p.m. Pacific or 7 p.m. Pacific. We have not fixed a specific time yet.
Okay. All right.
But it will be that day. I just don't know. It'll be either 6 or 7. It might be a shorter episode, so get there for the very beginning. But our first episode is actually going to
Do you
be
mean Eastern or Pacific?
6 or 7 p.m. Pacific.
Okay. All right.
It will be either one of those two.
Okay.
Our first episode is actually going to be Session 0 because it is for a new DM and for some newer players. We're actually going to do character creation live. So I think that'll be really cool. So everybody come out and check it out. So be there.
Awesome.
Be there.
I'm excited. I've started putting all maps and stuff into Roll20 and all that.
Perfect.
So
Nice.
As for my stuff, next week we are doing Banff Brigade Witch Team Dungeons and Dragons campaign one shot, whatever it's going to be, where I'll be working with Lucian AZN, Exevola, KK Parfait, and Ios, who will all be playing Dungeons and Dragons together. I'll be DMing a level 1 campaign / one shot for them. That'll be fun, and we're also doing Session 0 next Sunday. That'll be over on my channel, twitch.tv/Galestrom, where you can find us there. And I'll be tweeting that all out later on. And then as for the rest of you, Mr. Teddy Gage, do you have anything going on this next week?
Nope.
No?
Nothing going on. I want to start to learn how to stream Oculus Rift because I just got that this week.
What?
Hate you so much.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can get that going.
Did you steal it from someone?
I stole it. I stole it from Best Buy.
You monster. What about you, Bad Wolf?
I'm not sure if I have anything planned, to be honest with you. So I don't know.
Okay.
Don't know.
All right, and then Romeo's got the D&D stuff he's planning. Anything else?
Yeah, actually, like I said, I've started putting the maps and stuff in Roll20, so I'm going to trust my players. And I might actually, now that I have a second screen, yay, new equipment, I can actually hopefully properly stream stuff and make sure it's all working.
There you go.
I'm going to possibly do some of my map creation and all that stuff on stream too.
I can dig it.
I'm gonna
Might throw in some games. I've actually been playing some Overwatch and I don't suck as much as I thought I did, so I might actually play it and stream it.
Beautiful. And then John from the Shelf Gamers. You got anything going on?
Not much. I've got lots of papers that I'm finishing up for the end of term. So Tuesdays, Stardew Valley Let's Plays. Thursdays, Metal Gear Let's Plays. This week's podcast will be a couple days late, just because of, again, papers and papers and papers. But that's it for me.
I gotcha. And as for me,
Neat.
we'll be doing more fun stuff, like strims and more D&D planning. Lots of Overwatch. I'm really liking playing Overwatch. Beyond that, guys, we'll be back in about 20 minutes for our Minds of Madness finale. So stick around. We'll be back in a little bit, and I hope to see you all there. In the meantime, fun.
Bye.